Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and coincidentally some people have been asking me to do some more movie reviews, and I didn't actually have plans to review any movies in the near future here, but I just saw the new Harry Potter movie last night, and I've got to review this movie for you guys and just tell you some stuff. Now first I want to say I'm going to spoil a few parts of the movie. So if you didn't see it and you want everything to be, you know, fresh when you see it, or you didn't read the book or anything, don't watch this video, because I gotta say a few things to make a few points that I want to make. Anyways, that being said, I am a huge fan of the Harry Potter films. Shut up! Anyways, I love the way they're written, the acting's good, the special effects are good, and the story is phenomenal. It's a nice, refreshing genre in Hollywood when a lot of the stories in Hollywood are just falling stale. It's really good shit. So, I went into last night, I've seen pretty much all these movies, spare the first two, because I wasn't really a huge fan from the get-go in these movies. Saw every one of these movies the first day they came out. I went to a midnight showing last night. I saw it in IMAX. The crowd was jacked to see it. The crowd erupted in applause just when the title screen came on. Now, I want to delve into the actual movie itself. I didn't see any previews for this movie. I wanted everything to be fresh in my mind. I had read the book, so I know what happens pretty much, and this is the first half. They divided the last book, for those of you who don't know, this is the 7th installment. They've divided the last book in half, so this is going to be part 1, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and then part 2 is coming out in July. So this last book is going to be cut in half. So anyways, this movie starts off, and right off the bat, I'm going, huh. What is this? Because right off the bat, it starts off looking like none of the other Harry Potter movies. It's some like disturbing close-up of like some elderly man's face and his eyes, and it's like, what is this? Like, it just really looked like a movie that was not of the Harry Potter realm, and that kind of sets the tone for the movie. Now, David Yates was the director of this film. This was the same guy that directed Order of the Phoenix and The Half-Blood Prince, two of my personal favorite Harry Potter films, and I was like, great, they got the same director, it's going to have that same Harry Potter feel from the last two films, it's going to be great. I did not get that through the entire film. Number one, the movie does not take place in Hogwarts at all. You never see, you know, the whole setup at Hogwarts and, you know, them at school or anything like that, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it gives the movie a distinct flavor that isn't the same as the other films. And on top of that, the shooting styles are different. For some reason in this film, they use some sort of like shaky cam angle, like kind of like a Blair Witch Project type feel. And I kept saying to myself, why are they doing this? Like, I understand you want, like, the last book to be, like, you know, that one standout, to have it, like, you know, get that feel that it's, like, you know, just separate from the entire genre, but why start now? You have 6 films that were prototypical of one another, and then the final film gets this distinct look and feel that is not like the others. That's kind of confusing, in all honesty. And on top of that, comparing the book to the actual plot, oh my god. Oh my god, people. There is stuff that is done in this movie that it just goes beyond the thought of common logic. Alright, this is where I'm going to start saying some of the spoilers. And I'm sorry guys, but if you want to see the movie, go see it. Don't watch this. There's a scene in, I'd say, about the first 10-15 minutes where they have the Order of the Phoenix people and the Death Eaters have a big encounter. And everyone gets back to a safe house, everyone's gathered up, like, alright, how's everyone doing? And everyone's fine, and then someone's like, oh yeah, by the way, Mad-Eye Moody died. And like, that's how he gets dismissed. Like, you don't physically see him die. I'm like, whoa, time out, movie, hold on. Mad-Eye is a pretty main character. And you're gonna dismiss him by having him killed off screen Some guy who, I don't even know who it was that said it. Some totally irrelevant character comes in and is like, oh, P.S. guys, Mad Eye's dead. Who wants tea? That's like what the scene was like. Like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna kill off a main character and give us like no explanation as to maybe who did it. Maybe some vengeance can be sought against who did it. Like, it just made no sense. It just made absolutely no sense. And they even build up Mad Eye as the leader of the Phoenix in the beginning of the movie. Like, he's the one that devises the plan of attacking all this. And it's like, by the way, the general's dead. Oh, wait. What? And then there's even little things like they have a radio, okay? Harry, Hermione, and Ron are like on the run. They're jumping around all over the place trying to stay hidden from the Death Eaters. And like they have a radio and it says something about Snape being the new headmaster at Hogwarts. And that's all. That's it. They don't show how Snape is running Hogwarts. They don't show if it's utter chaos there. It's like, does anyone wonder where Harry, Ron, and Hermione are? We've no idea. Hogwarts could be, you know, burning in flames. They don't address it. They say one line about Snape running Hogwarts and he's the new headmaster and that's it. And what this movie has that just made it just so disappointing amongst everything else is there was just nothing to it. You watch, and I'm telling you people, if you go to see this movie, get ready for at least an hour and 20 minutes of Ron, Hermione, and Harry simply going around from place to place to stay hidden. There is nothing to it. It is just pretty much meaningless dialogue, and it really adds nothing to the film. And I was like, why did they break up this final book into 2 parts? They could have cut out an hour of this movie and it still would have conveyed every single point that it made. This movie was bad, and I just do not know what the hell they were thinking. It does not feel like a Harry Potter movie. As a Harry Potter fan, I am absolutely disappointed. If you read the book and then you see this movie, you will be like, why did you not cover this? Why did you not cover that? Now granted, maybe things are going to be taken out of order and stuff is going to be thrown into the second movie. Who knows? But the stuff that was covered, that was in the book, it was covered so loosely and vaguely. I mean, they've got one movie left to tie this up, and I'm sorry, that's just not enough. Because this just puts such a damper on the entire series. Now, is it a really horrible, terrible movie, one of the worst movies ever made? Absolutely not. It is just an extremely disappointing movie. I would say it's probably the most disappointing movie I've ever seen for something that I was looking forward to, for something that's in a series of a movie. Like I said, it has its own distinct look and feel. Like, I mean, people might be saying, oh, big deal, has, like, you know, the shaky camera angles and stuff like that. Like, no. Like, this would be the equivalent of, like, if one of the Star Wars movies all of a sudden had, like, you know, first-person point of view for a lightsaber battle. Like, you'd be like, why is George Lucas doing this? None of his other movies have this first-person point of view. Like, that's, like, the distinct difference you got with this movie that, I don't get it. I don't get it. David Yates, what the hell were you doing with this movie? Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, huge disappointment. I do not recommend anyone to go see this. Find a way to watch it online. Wait for it to come out on DVD. I do not want to see this movie rewarded with a big box office gross, but I can tell you right now, last night was about the most energized and packed that I've seen a movie theater ever. This movie's probably going to break box office records, and I will never understand. Actually, I will, because people are suckers, like myself. They will go out and see something, as long as they like everything else in the series. Anyways, total disappointment. Have a great day, people.